Welcome to Stock Talk. This is your host, Scott. Hope you had a good beginning of the week on trading. We've had a pretty good couple of trades the last Friday and today. So we were happy with some trades we've made recently. And hopefully we can keep up some of that this week. And but it's kind of a new strategy I'm doing with NVAX. I'm just trying to trade some lots each week, maybe once or twice a week if I can, and trying to pull in some cash on those trades to, to support my retired life. So, with portfolios suffering because of the pullback in the market, so I look at that as a temporary thing. There's not much you can do about that when the market's dropping like it is. I mean, you can't sell your stocks if you've got a good stock, even though it's going down with the markets. It's a painful thing, but it's a temporary thing in most cases, as long as you've got good stocks and you're holding on to good companies. And I really believe we are holding on to some good companies. It's just a matter of time for some of them, especially NVAX. And NVAX is probably the closest one to actually seeing something happen this year. So we'll see. But that's the one we've been focused on a lot on this channel because it is one of our larger holdings, and it's probably my most active trade that I deal with anyway. So we talk about it a lot. So if you don't like NVAX, you may want to just kind of fast forward through some of that. But other than that, we'll take a look at the portfolio this week too as well. See what it's been doing the last 5 days. Of course, I think everybody can guess what it's been doing based off the markets with this Russia stuff going on with the Fed things and all that. But we'll talk about that as we jump in. But let's go ahead and jump over to our portfolio, take a look at that. So here it is, another red day in the markets. Now, we had a bunch of stuff going on with Russia today. So held up pretty good, if you ask me. I actually had a little green period of time on the NASDAQ. Beginning in the morning, sold off, kind of exactly what I was expecting it to do today, to sell off, and then towards the end of the day, pick up a little bit. That's what happened, and it didn't hold this little pickup. It started to sell back off a little bit towards the close, which is normal, and that's what we did. But we did make a couple of trades. We'll talk about those. So getting back down here, now Moderna, we have Moderna on here mainly to just kind of track how it compares to NVAX. And if it looks like if Moderna's having a red day, we're going to have a red day. If the market's having a red day, we're more than likely going to have a red day as well, along with Moderna. But Moderna held up very good today. NVAX did pretty good, really, considering. Had some pretty good runs during the day a couple times. We'll take a look at that. So let's go ahead and pull up that chart for today. So here's our chart for today, and you can see we did have a couple little attempts to run up a little bit this morning, and then sold off. Normal sell-off around lunchtime. Tried to pick up after lunchtime, but that didn't play out too well and just sold off. And then towards the end of the day, we did get a little pop towards the end of the day. So what we did today is we bought in right under 80. Right in under that, it was like 79.76 or something like that. And we put in a sell order at 81.50. And this, when it got up to here, we did sell at that 81.50 mark. So, and then it sold right back off again. And we actually bought back in again at 79.50. So we're sitting at 79.50 with hopefully we can trade out of those before the week's over with. But good trade today. Made a little money on that. And we did the same thing last Friday as well. So let's take a look at our 5-day chart here. You can see Friday here. Now, we were closed Monday, so the market was closed Monday. But we did the same thing Monday. We traded in the 80 range. We bought in at the 80 range. I think we bought in, it was around lunchtime. It went down to about 80. It actually went down to 79 something. We bought in at 80, and then after lunch, we sold at 82. So we had a pretty good little trade on Friday. And so that's 2 good trades in a row that we've had, and that's good. We like that. We're going to continue to try to do that. Like I said, we did buy back in at 79.50. So hopefully we can get out of those before the week's over with. I really think that it's trading in this range. You can see that five day range here. Uh, let's go ahead and pull up the 5-day chart too while we're at it. It's really been trading. It was trading in the 80 to 84 range, and then it kind of today it looks like it's getting like 80s beginning to be the resistance. Even though it does get through that, it falls back below. So you see in the 5-day chart, NVAX is down around 5%, and the other ones are around 2.5%. So NVAX is a little bit worse off than those, but at times tracking around with those at times during those days. But we are absolutely having no volume on this thing right now, and so it's nothing to worry about. It's easily manipulated when it's such low volume as well. But you can see here we did try to get up today, and it just didn't hold and fell back off, just like everybody else. Everybody's following the market. You can see here the red is the market, and you can see the curves of the stocks. The purple is Moderna, and the blue color is the PFE, Pfizer. So, but anyway, there's what you're looking at. Take a quick peek at that 3-month again. You can see we're on a downward trend. 6-month, we're on a downward trend. Everything's on a downward trend. You can see how close we're tracking with Moderna here. So it's definitely tied to vaccines, and they're kind of out of favor right now. But folks, Novavax is shipping vaccines now. They've got these approvals. Still waiting on the FDA, but they are shipping vaccines. They are going to have some revenue, especially this first quarter. You'll see the revenue really pick up in the first quarter. We do have earnings coming up. I think it's the 28th, so be listening to that call. But you can see here it is hanging tough. It's a downward trend, but that's mainly because of the market and because the vaccines are out of favor. But Novavax is really in good shape as a company right now, so I'm holding it. I'm heavy in it, and I really think it's going to be okay before the year's over with. So that's my thoughts. Of course, right now it doesn't look good. If you look at these charts, you can see that's a year-to-date trend, the 1-year trend. Everything looks pretty terrible. 5-year trend, you can still see we're getting down to those levels. This is a bottom right here, and that's kind of where we're hanging right now. We don't need to see anything go below that, but we're kind of hanging there. So it's 77 all the way up to 84, somewhere around there is where the range is. So if you have a mind to trade, you probably can do okay as long as it don't get below that 77 and stay. It needs to stay up around that 80 range. So, because this is the previous bottom back in October 20. This is where we're at, 79.39, 80 in after hours. So, if this gets up to about 81.50 in after hours, I'll probably sell those that I bought at the end of the day. So, we'll see. But check out the volume here. It's very little. We're at 3.1 million. Normally 6.3. I did see. Here's your conference call. I did see today on the message boards one of the analysts have come out and with a target price of 198. So that's not bad. Here's your conference call on February 28th at 4:30 p.m. I'll be listening to that, and if you want to listen to that, you can go to that link right there and listen to that call. And they'll be doing a replay on it later on. They'll put that out there February 28th at 7:30 p.m. So you can go listen to it then if you're not at home. But I'll be listening to it live more than likely. So hopefully we'll have some good news between now and then. The 28th is, let's see if I got the 28th is Monday. So Monday after hours is when that will be. So I'll be listening. But that's Novavax. It's hanging in there. We'll just see how it does the rest of the week. Hopefully it can pick up a little bit. That's what we'd like to see. we are going to trade it in the meantime. That's what we're going to do. You can see all the things today are red, and we'll just take a quick look at these other stocks real quick. CLSD, and then we'll just do a real quick 5-day view on them. You can see downward trend. They're all going to probably be this way. I don't remember any of them going up. Bitcoin also has taken a good hit the last few days. You can see it's got a downward trend. It did pull back up a little bit today. It does say it's down right now, but it's 38. It needs to hang on to that 38 level. HUT follows Bitcoin as a Bitcoin miner. We are sitting at a 5-day trend of down. Everything's going to pretty much look the same. This market is being pulled down by the Fed, interest rates, the Russian invasion, if you want to call it that. So everything's a downward trend, as you can see here. And it's just really nothing you can do about it when you're looking at these stocks and you've got stocks in the market and the market pulls back. You can either sell them for a loss, or you can just hang on to them and wait for the market to come around, which may be, months, a year, two, whatever. It takes some time for these things to turn. And as long as you got good companies that aren't going to go out of business, that aren't going to do reverse splits, that aren't going to do a bunch of funding, those kind of things, you'll probably be okay. If it's a decent company. But what happens a lot of times, there you go. You can see all the charts got a downward trend, so nothing going on there. But what happens a lot of times with stocks, as they pull back, and if they're not a good company, they're going to have troubles, and they're going to try to do funding, they're going to do reverse splits, they're going to do all kinds of things. It's just going to dilute your shares, and eventually you'll end up with something that's pretty much worthless. And so it's kind of like those NVAX options I bought. That they're coming up in April, so I still got a chance on them, but they're not looking good at all. They're like 180 options, and they're all the way out to April though. But it would really take a jump. Of course, NVAX's been known to do it, but I don't have a whole lot of confidence those are going to turn out okay. That's why I don't like options. I like stocks because you can hold the stocks forever, and you don't have that time limit. You're not tied down to that, and that I think really. Instead of April, if I'd got the June ones, would probably be, end of June or July even. It would have been in a lot better shape, a chance of getting back up to that level. But I think we're okay as far as the stock goes. The options, no, I don't believe that's going to do too much good. But again, this market's pulling back. It doesn't really matter what you're holding, unless it's some oil and things like that. You might be doing pretty good. But most of the tech stocks are out of favor, and that's pretty much what we play around with tech stocks more than anything else, and biomedical type things as well. And anytime you get a pullback in the market, those things are going to sell off pretty good, and so you just got to ride it out. But that's what we're going to do. Nothing exciting happening other than that. We're just going to make trades on that NVAX. Again, I'm going to be buying in that 79 to 79, 79.50, 80 even, just depending on if it gets back up there to 82 and 83. But we're going to try to trade in and out of that. Like I said, I did make a trade at the end of the day, bought back in at 79.50. We'll try to sell that for the week's over with, and maybe we can get a chance to do it one more time for the week's over with, but we'll see. Have a great rest of your week. And if you have not subscribed, click this button right here. Appreciate it. We got a couple of new subscribers. I appreciate you joining. I hope you enjoyed the channel. If you got any comments or questions or anything like that, let's put them in the comment section. I'll be glad to respond to those. I respond to all the comments. And I hope you have a great rest of your week in trading. I'll try to get back on here Friday evening or something like that. If I don't get on Friday evening, it'll be sometime over the weekend probably. But we'll try to get on here at the close of Friday. All right? Well, we'll talk to you later. I hope you have a great rest of your week in trading. And we'll talk to you then. Thanks. Bye.